Good morning, Spectrum. I'm Parker,
And I'm Maddie.
and welcome to the premiere production of Noise News.
We've got a bunch of great stories for you today, Spectrum, so let's get to it. Spectrum High School offers many field trips to different colleges, but none of them have ever been out of state before. Let's take a look at Avid's road trip out of state to NDSU.
The Avid students are going on the first out-of-state college visit ever. The destination is the NDSU in North Dakota. Let's see what they have to say about their trip.
I think it's definitely going to be a lot of learning about just what NDSU is, because that's the main reason we're going. But I think more for younger students rather than me, because I'm a senior, I've already looked out for colleges, but just what college lifestyle is like, especially for out-of-state colleges, which is always something that, not every student gets to experience.
I think that we'll learn what NDSU is all about and how the college runs and how much, every college field trip we have, we kind of learn a lot about the college and what tuition is and how out-of-state works and all of that.
Well, all the Avid classes had a little bit of ways, and I think the main purpose was just raising the money for all this, because obviously there are costs somewhere. So instead of actually paying to go to this field trip, we actually fundraised, and how we did that was helping people buy groceries at Cub Foods, and they had the choice to give us tips, and that's how we earned enough money for all our students to go on it.
I think it helps because almost everybody in the classroom is super interested in going to NDSU because it's a very good college and it's not very pricey. And it really helped us work a lot, and it had us work on work ethic because we had to bag groceries for it for 2 weeks and do a bunch of fundraisers for it. I was involved. I helped bag groceries for 2 dates, which were 4-hour shifts at Target. In just 4 days, I think we raised something like $2,700.
I think it is probably one of the best ideas that Spectrum and Avid have ever done, just because Spectrum isn't necessarily known for doing a lot of field trips, and even though we do, there's not a lot as you would in like middle school where you go to the science museum or you go to a play. And not only is this a field trip, it's a field trip out of state, and we've pulled a lot of stops out for this, like getting an actual coach bus instead of taking a school bus and all these meal things planned out. So it was a lot of work, but it all paid off, and I think it was well worth it.
Because they didn't have any funds, they needed to plan some fundraising activities. They reached their goal in only 2 weekends.
So the Avid high school students planned out, picked a college they wanted to go to. NDSU was the most popular of the choices that came up. I think this is important for the students for a couple of reasons. One, we really try and advocate for as many college visits as we can. Obviously, the college that you choose to go to is going to be really important for you for the rest of your life. Yeah, we had so much success with this field trip that in the years to come, there's always going to be one bigger or longer field trip. It might not necessarily be out of state. I think next year we're planning for another out of state destination. And the big thing is just giving credit to the students who were involved in putting it all together. It was my Avid 9th through 12th graders. They are the ones that did all the fundraising. They're the ones that helped choose the college that we go to. It was really their efforts and their motivation that allowed this trip to happen. So I'm really proud of them. I hope they have a really fun trip, and I hope they get a lot out of it.
I think it's going to be really exciting. I think this is going to definitely bring a lot more people to check out colleges that maybe they wouldn't have in other states, and I think that will encourage people to definitely pursue their colleges, because there are definitely so many out there that there's definitely ones for you that are not just in the state of Minnesota.
This has been Anna and Annika from Noise News.
Great recap, guys. The 6th graders are getting ready to transition into the big high school building starting this fall. This can be a big change, but luckily there are lots of things implemented to help make this a smooth transition for the 6th graders. Anthony and Matt went out to find out new things 6th graders are preparing for this new challenge.
A couple of weeks ago, Mr. Nyquist's service learning group brought the 6th graders over to see what the high school building was like. Some of the 6th graders agreed to do an interview for the Noise News, and we wanted to see how they felt about coming over to the high school building.
Yeah, I think I am ready for 7th grade. They get you prepared a lot, especially with organization and kind of like trying to help you adjust over to high school, and that's what a lot in our Avid classes, they do that a lot too.
Yeah, I do. Like with Avid and stuff, it's just helping you with the organization, and I feel like it's going to be easier because we have all this here.
Yes, I do think I'm ready for the high school building, because here they remind you every single day if you're doing something that probably wouldn't be acceptable at the high school. They remind you of that.
Probably just interacting with a lot more kids. I mean, it'll be like 500 compared to 100. It's just going to be a little more interacting.
Probably walking around more, like in between classes, because we kind of just have like the little classes here.
Probably the new people and like new resources that you can use, because this building is really small and the next building's like 2 floors. And lots of people, lots of classrooms.
Although we couldn't get an interview with any 7th graders, we were sure that they will be welcoming to the 6th graders. Good luck to all you 6th graders next year. This has been Anthony and Matt for the Noise News, signing
Thanks,
out.
guys. Ms. Spark has been a part of our student body for over 10 years. Her hard work and dedication has been greatly appreciated.
Mrs. Spark has been with Spectrum for over 10 years and has impacted the student body with her leadership. This last week, Ms. Spark made that announcement that she will be retiring this year. Mrs. Spark will be coming alongside Mr. Dan DeBruin, our new Spectrum High School director.
Hi, my name is Dan DeBruin, and I'm currently the Administrator of Development at Spectrum. I want to tell you a little bit about my background. I actually grew up in the state of Maryland, which is about 1,300 miles from here. I attended Bethel University in St. Paul and received my elementary education degree. I also received my master's in administration from Bethel. I was a teacher for 9 years in 4th through 6th grade. I also was the administrator at PACT Charter School. Some of you may be familiar with PACT. I did that for 13 years, and after that I spent 2 years at the Department of Education working with charter schools, and I also spent 2 years at the Minnesota Association of Charter Schools, where I spent 2 years working with charters all over the state and doing training of school boards. So some of my hobbies and things I like to do in my free time: I play guitar and like to sing. I often participate on the worship team at our church. I also enjoy playing basketball. You may remember that last-second shot in the student versus staff basketball game. I enjoy riding my motorcycle and camping and fishing, and I love to spend time with my beautiful wife of 27 years and my 2 boys.
Due to complications with the audio, we were not able to record Ms. Sparks' voice.
A few of Ms. Sparks' favorite memories from Spectrum was when one of her students obtained an AA degree while still in high school, and also when a rainbow appeared above the football field at the new athletic complex.
Spectrum is not going to be the same without you.
I am going to miss Ms. Sparks, the way she led. She always made it look easy. She was always professional and yet approachable, just a very gracious lady, and she will be missed.
Mrs. Sparks still plans to be involved at Spectrum High School because she loves the staff and students here. She also plans on attending the first Spectrum High School reunion.
One of the things Ms. Sparks is looking forward to in her retirement is traveling around the world and embracing the cultures around her. Let's give a special thank you to Ms. Spark, who has been an influential piece to Spectrum High School's history and development. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. This has been John and Maddie, your favorite Princip pals.
We'll definitely miss you next year, Miss Spark. Sandoval was diagnosed with thyroid cancer this past summer. With the community support, we toss it over to Maddie and John for a special announcement on her journey to recovery.
Earlier this summer, Sanibel Randolph was diagnosed with cancer. She went through multiple treatments while her family and friends from Spectrum supported her the whole time.
When I found out I was cancer-free, I was really happy and excited because I felt like I was putting stress on my family, and now I'm really happy that they're all happy. I feel like everybody has their struggles and everyone is their own inspirational, and everyone can learn from everyone's story, but I think it's neat that people think that I inspire them. For people who are fighting cancer now, I would say never ever give up and be who you are and have faith in whatever religion or whatever you have, find hope and courage in. And I found out that my mom is cancer-free or no evidence of disease, and I'm really happy for her, and so yeah.
A couple weeks ago, Sanibel was declared cancer-free. Sanibel has been an inspiration to many people and will continue to bring happiness and inspire others with her story.
This has been John
And Maddie.
signing out for Noise News.
Prince is a Minnesota legend and will leave a legacy on music for decades. But that is all the stories we have for you today, Spectrum.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
We'll see you next time on the premiere production of Noise News. This has been Parker.
And Maddie, keeping you
in on the noise.